Across the wastelands of Yodaka, a young man looks for something. Although he seems sure about his destination, he sees nothing but a dreadful sight of the burnt remains of a house. Further from him, his tailed companion seems to have found what he's looking for, so he walks over to take a look. He is surprised at the sight of a child chained to a wooden cross. He mutters under his breath, "This child is the letter?" After a vague dream of his mother and an unknown girl, the child suddenly wakes up and asks who the guy is. Startled, the young man introduces himself as Ghosh Suede, 18 years old, and doesn't have the best talking skills. He also introduces his dingo, named Rhoda. Dingo is explained to be a term used in his line of work, which means a partner or a friend. Ghosh addresses the child by his name, Lag Seeing. Sounds like a network error to me. Lag suddenly stands up and picks up a stick. Furious, he questions why Ghosh knows his name. Is he working for the creeps that took his mom to that light? That light? Huh. His mom's taken to Akatsuki, the capital? Lag demands Ghosh bring his mom back. Ghosh explains that he doesn't know what happened, and he only learned his name because of the delivery label attached to him. He says that he usually delivers paper letters, but this time, it is a human. Noticing that the child is really oblivious, Ghosh explains further. Ghosh is a bee, a member of Amberground's National Postal Service. People mostly call them letter bees. They fearlessly travel around the country, delivering the citizens' letters. Claiming that he finds sufficient postage on Lag's delivery label, Ghosh clarifies that he would be treating him as a parcel to deliver from now on. Aside from that, he doesn't need to know the contents of his deliveries, and he isn't curious, so he'd appreciate it if Lag won't say anything. He then picks up the boy, who protests but stops upon hearing Ghosh read the recipient's name, Sabrina Mary. Lag, shocked, exclaims that she's their old neighbor. Ghosh proceeds to audibly read the shipper's name, who's reportedly and seeing Lag's mother. The child calls him a liar and starts smacking him. The letter B tries to explain, but he pauses when he feels the child's tears. Lag despairs, blaming the bad guys. There's no way his mom would send him away. No way! As they head towards Camp Bolitus, a place in southern Yodaka, Ghosh tells Lag about gaichus. They're armored insects that reside in the dark wilderness around the towns. They're also attracted to and likely prey on human hearts. Just as when Ghosh expounds on how invulnerable to gun bullets these creatures are, Lag points at one that suddenly appears behind him. The gaichu jumps from the cliff towards them, but Ghosh grabs Lag in time. The boy is rightfully frightened by the size of the beast. Rhoda distracts the gaichu, which makes Lag worry. Ghosh reassures him that Rhoda's only a decoy so he can land his bullet. Lag's confused. Ghosh just said that bullets don't work. He explains that his gun is a shindan, a special weapon made to combat a gaichu. The stone on Ghosh's shindan starts glowing before he fires at the gaichu. The monster momentarily shakes until it blows up, scattering heart fragments. They take a break to eat. Lag finds his tomato soup awful, and Rhoda agrees. Ghosh pleads with Lag to give him a break. He just took down a gaichu for Pete's sake. At that, the boy asks about the weird gun from earlier. Ghosh reveals that each letter B carries a different type of special weapon. He shows Lag the bullet his shindan uses, which shocks the boy. It's just an empty bullet shell. Ghosh enlightens him, saying the bullets loaded into the shindan are the fragments of his heart, and the heart is what defeats a gaichu. It's only possible with the power of a spirit amber, the glowing stone engraved on the shindan, which is said to encapsulate the spiritual energy of the land. However, using the heart as a weapon weakens it. Lag picks up the gun and asks more about the spirit ambers. Ghosh catches himself. He can't discuss this with an outsider. He tells the boy they should rest now. Lag stares at the weapon, contemplating how he could have saved his mother if he had one. All of a sudden, the stone glows. Lag accidentally loads the shindan with his heart. Alarmed at the situation and the rising power of the amber, Ghosh asks Lag to let go of the gun. A sudden burst of light emanates around Lag as he unintentionally fires the shindan, slightly scraping Ghosh's cheek. Since the bullet is a fragment of Lag's heart, Ghosh can peek into the child's memories. He catches a glimpse of how Lag was raised alone by his mother and how she got taken away from him. The heart fragment also passes Lag's feelings from the memories onto Ghosh, making the young man shed tears. He quickly snaps out of it and realizes Lag has fainted. Ghosh quickly takes the shindan and unloads it. A while later, the trio is now in a cave for the night. Lag wakes up, but the man tells him not to move yet. Ghosh explains that he can only figure out that the shindan lost control because the spirit amber's power overflowed. He reveals that there are various ways to use a shindan, just like how he shot Lag to help his heart recover. Realizing Lag has fallen back asleep, Ghosh pulls out a photo of the girl that appeared in Lag's dreams earlier. As he stares at it, he realizes that Lag's heart affected him too much. "I want to see you again soon, Sylvette," he says. Outside the cave, a number of gaichu approach, and Ghosh and Rhoda sharply sense them. It's no wonder, as Lag's heart was like fireworks. Rhoda looks at her human, worried. The letter B tells her not to worry, he's just doing his job. He then yields his gun to battle. Lag is dreaming again. In his dream, he sees a town illuminated illuminated by twilight where Ghosh seems to be shopping for food in a marketplace. He is accompanied by a woman who's also a letter B, Arya Link. Arya becomes emotional and congratulates him on his promotion. The dream shifts to when Ghosh announces the news to Sylvette, who happens to be his disabled sister. He talks about being transferred from their middle-class town of Yuusari to Akatsuki, the capital. Ghosh says he'll be away for a while, but she shouldn't worry because he'll work his way to be the head bee and find a cure for her legs. When he turns to look at Sylvette, she has already left the room. He follows her to the balcony and finds her crying. Lag wakes up and finds Ghosh and Rhoda resting, both of them looking exhausted. He's shocked when he sees a pile of lifeless Gaichu outside. He looks at Ghosh again with worry and admiration. Long after, the three continue their journey to deliver Lag. The boy asks Ghosh about what a head bee is, and the man figures he saw his memories too. When he gave him a recovery shot, he answers that it's the highest position a bee can obtain, and there's currently only one person possessing the title. Ghosh asks the child what else he saw in his memories. Lag talks about how pretty Sylvette is and asks about her age, which is revealed to be the same as him, 7 years old. Overjoyed that he can tease the guy, he also tells Ghosh he saw Arya and asks about their relationship status. Kids. He then assures Ghosh he'll become a head bee because he heard a saying, "It's the jerks who always get promoted." Ghosh can only try to smile at that. Backhanded compliments can do that to you, dude. A day or two may have passed, and the three seem to be having a great time on their adventure. Rhoda doesn't want to take a bath with them. Ghosh and Lag also try to hunt some creature to eat instead of the awful tomato soup, but they can't. Fortunately, Rhoda is a better hunter than both of them. When it is time to rest, Ghosh invites Lag to sleep next to him since it is cold. The boy shyly complies, and after settling down, Ghosh tells him they might arrive at their destination tomorrow. Lag is somewhat downcast about this news. He then tells Lag that he should write a letter someday. The kid petulantly asks why. Nobody cares about stupid letters anyway. Ghosh continues to say that a letter, even if it's just a single word, can make someone happy because it contains the writer's heart. Their conversation is interrupted by a flower fall. Lag gets up, amazed by the show. Ghosh figures it's from the chifa flowers that bloom in Jose's white desert. That means the legs at the mountain pass soon. That seems to remind Lag of his situation, and he sees Akatsuki's bright light from far away. He asks angrily, "What's a letter anyway?" He turns to Ghosh and says that if one can send a letter anywhere, then Ghosh should send a letter to his mother. The kid cries, saying he'll never see his mom again once they reach Camp Bell tomorrow. Lag asks Ghosh to take him to Akatsuki with him. He's going there after this, right? If he gets to the capital, he can find out who took his mom. He can see his mom again. His tears stop as he thinks about the idea further. Poor kid's so desperate to see his mom again. However, Ghosh is nothing but a realist. The man tells him that crossing the bridge to Yuusari from Yodaka is already challenging, let alone obtaining a pass to the capital. Ghosh explains the burden of carrying his capital crossing permit. He'll be leaving his sister behind and must work his way to take her too. He also says that Lag's mother being taken to the capital might not be as bad as he thinks. Ghosh, how can you say that? The kid just lost his mom to some creeps. Ugh. Lag tries to argue, but Ghosh's face darkens as he cuts him off. The man tells Lag once again that his contents are none of his concern. He firmly clarifies that he can't help the boy as if they're friends. He will deliver Lag a letter to Camp Bell safely. That's his job, and that's all there is to it. So the kid is just a job to him? Dude, don't be cruel. Upon hearing that, Lag cries and shouts that he hates Ghosh and all letter bees like him. Unfazed, the young man reminds him that he doesn't need Lag to like him. It's not part of his job. He then tells the boy to go to sleep and rest his heart. Moments later, Ghosh wakes up with his gun and his two companions missing. Oh no! What is Lag up to now? Lag strays away with the shindan at hand, and the distressed Rhoda follows him. He grumbles about Ghosh's words earlier, clearly still hurt and angry. He's stupid for ever trusting that guy. Staring at the gun in his hand, he determinedly says he'll use it to burst through that bridge. He'd make it to Akatsuki without those passes and stuff. He then turns to Rhoda and tells her to stop following him. Suddenly, the wind blows hard, and the sandy ground Lag is walking on sinks, dragging him along. Upon looking down, the boy is terrified to see the Gaichu that created the sinkhole. The kid frantically tries to climb back up to no avail. The Gaichu tries to land a strike on Lag, but Ghosh literally swings in time to save him, taking the blow instead. He's using a scarf that Rhoda chomped on to avoid falling. Ghosh asks Lag to help steady the gun so he can shoot properly. He notices the amber's power rising again and pulls the trigger. They unfortunately miss, and Ghosh says it'll be difficult to aim from their angle. He tells Lag they'll have to jump at the same time as its next attack. Lag protests, but Ghosh assures him that he'll deliver the boy no matter what. He says Lag is a letter that contains all his feelings, dreams, and heart. Said letter cries his eyes out as he listens, and so Ghosh will risk his life to deliver him to his destination because that is the job of a letter bee. The boy is already bawling his eyes when Ghosh tells him to hold the shindan steadily before rose because it resonated with his eye. Amidst all these revelations, Ghosh gets distracted. He gets separated from the kid when the monster swings a hit at them. Panicking, he tells Lag to fire the shindan. The boy pulls the trigger, landing the shot straight in the Gaichu's mouth, effectively defeating it. Both Lag and Ghosh's heart fragments were used, causing them to peek into each other's memories. Lag sees a memory of his mother talking about his eye, a protective charm for him, as his life is a blessing for her. The vision transitions into Ghosh's memory. Sylvette begging him not to go because she doesn't need anything other than her brother. In the aftermath, Lag earnestly carries the injured Gauche on his back and miraculously makes it to Camp Bellitis. Gauche wakes up in a room and sees Lag asleep while holding onto his hand. He gets up, and an old lady, whom no one even wants to sell him food. While muttering to himself that he and Rhoda seem to be unwelcome in this place, Lag suddenly shows up. The kid explains that this town is an illegal port, and the townsfolk are wary of outsiders like him, as he might spread rumors. Lag is also carrying a sack, which apparently contains food and water. He says that they're from Sabrina and clarifies that she's actually a nice person. Upon hearing that, Gauche tells the boy that he's sure she'll take good care of his friend. Lag is surprised at this declaration. Gauche kneels down and embraces the kid. He tells him he did very well. The delivery is over, and he's no longer a letter but a person. Lag asks him if they're friends now, and the letter B confirms and includes Rhoda as well. The boy cries in the arms of his first friend. Lag is bidding his friends goodbye when he decides to tell them about his eye. His mom supposedly told him that it has mysterious powers and was used to cure an illness he had. Gauche thanks him for trusting him with a secret. After Gauche's farewell, Lag cries and tells his friend he wants to become a letter B one day. 5 years have passed, and Lag seeing has already grown enough to begin his journey to make his dream come true. From a distance, he sees Connor Clough, a letter B, nearing the town of Campbell. Connor will be the one who will take Lag to Yuusari. The townspeople seem very fond of Lag and have grown to like the bees. They give him a gun as a farewell gift, as he won't be living in Campbell anymore if he passes the next assessment, which is to arrive at Yuusari. Sabrina arrives at the scene, and Lag rushes to hug her. Already crying, the boy thanks her for everything as she gives him a scarf that she made. She tears up and asks Lag to thank Gauche on her behalf if he meets the man again. He, after all, delivered a precious letter to her. Lag expresses his love, and the two cry in each other's embrace. To lighten the mood, Sabrina jokes about becoming a crybaby like Lag. Everyone offers Lag their wishes, and he finally sets off on his way. In the desert, Chifa flowers are falling once again, reminding Lag of his time with Gauche. As he stares at Akatsuki, he vows to become a good letter B and see his mom and Gauche once again. Lag's life turned upside down when his mother was taken to Akatsuki. After a workaholic, socially inept letter B and his dingo brought him to his new home and his new dream, he's now on his own adventure. One can only wonder what Lag seeing's heart and amber eye can add to his new adventures. Let's hope he can see his mom and Gauche and Rhoda again soon.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.